Well, I don't know about you, but when it comes to yard maintenance, I like to work smarter, not harder. There are so many products out there claiming to be the best, but where's the proof? Today we're going to test each of these products and see which ones work best and for which applications. Even if you don't have a yard and you don't do yard maintenance, I still think you'll find this video to be pretty interesting because we've got some pretty good high-speed camera equipment that we're going to be using. So let's get the testing underway. The Skeeter includes 3 nylon blades that provide an 11.5 inch swath. It's designed to cut tall weeds, light brush, and grass in open field areas. We'll be testing the Skeeter first on some grass to see how it performs. I never recommend removing the guard, but we won't be able to see clearly how well these blades are working with the guard on. So I'm only doing this in order to provide a demonstration, and then the guard will go back on. So the Skeeter seems to be doing okay with the tall grass. It just doesn't have enough blade tip speed to get the grass out of the way, so you have to cut it in layers. This brush is about a half an inch, so I'm going to go ahead and see how the Skeeter does on light brush. Okay, it's called the Skeeter for a reason. It's not designed for brush. As you can see, just hitting that brush did a lot of damage to the blade, and this is just not going to do well if you hit concrete or a solid object. These nylon or plastic blades are very sensitive to hard objects. Craft Top claims to be more durable than the competition, and the blade can be resharpened. This brand claims it can do some real damage to weeds, brush shrubs, and grass. Okay, the Craft Top blade did a pretty good job, but it's no match for the 1-inch tree. It would take a couple of different hits in order to knock this little tree down, but that's going to cause a lot of wear and tear on the trimmer. So it's better to use a different type of blade that can take out this tree without quite as much kinetic energy. The Forester 9-inch saw chain grass blade claims that it's ideal for all brush cutting applications. However, according to the fine print, the blade is for cutting grass. So it's apparently not designed for both brush and grass. According to the instructions, cutting harder objects could cause trimmer to rebound out of control, resulting in property damage, serious injury, or death. Okay, the Forester blade looks pretty insane. It's got the chainsaw teeth and it's 9 inches across, so it won't have quite as much blade speed as the Craft Top blade, but it looks like it's going to do a lot better job cutting through the thick brush. Again, the manufacturer does not recommend cutting brush with it. It actually says it's for grass. So let's see how it does with grass, and then we'll try it with brush anyway. Okay, the Forester did a great job cutting 1/2-inch brush. As you can see, it's not a straight across cut. It actually looks like the teeth, as it was cutting, it sort of caused the blade to move up. The Forester blade is a really mean blade. This thing does an amazing job cutting small brush. I don't like how it cuts grass. It just doesn't kick the grass clippings out of the way. They tend to pile up on top of the blade and they get in the way. Trimmer core tends to whip the grass clippings out of the way, making for a much easier process as far as mowing grass. The Renegade blade is a 36-tooth carbide tip blade, 9 inches in diameter, that claims to be good for brush and brambles. This is essentially a saw blade that's been fitted up to a trimmer. Now this is pretty mean. These carbide tips will cut through wood like it's butter. The downside though is if these tips hit any sort of hard object, as in metal or just a rock, they're going to chip away and this blade becomes worthless. All I can say is, wow, that thing really cuts fast. It cut through this tree in less than a second, and as you can see, it's about as wide as 4 of my fingers, so at least 2.5 to 3 inches wide. It cut through this thing like butter, which means it's very sharp and very dangerous. The Renegade Hybrid is a 9-inch 68-tooth carbide tip blade. According to the manufacturer, the carbide mix in their teeth is proprietary and second to none. Up next, we're going to try the Renegade Hybrid. It has twice as many teeth as the regular Renegade blade. The advantage this has over the regular one is as you hit solid objects and it tears up the teeth, it obviously is going to take longer to tear them all up, and this blade will continue to cut for a longer period of time. The question remains though, will this do as good of a job cutting thick brush or a small tree as the regular Renegade blade? This piece of wood we cut with the Renegade, this is the Renegade Hybrid. It looks to me like the Renegade Hybrid does a better job of cutting smoothly, and it just seems to be better at cutting the thick brush. The Forster's a real heavy blade, and the only thing I don't like is because it's heavy, it carries a lot of momentum, and that momentum, if it kicks back, is going to cause a lot more of a problem for you than a really light blade, which can come to a sudden stop a lot easier. It did cut through the tree just fine. It does take a little bit more effort and energy to cut through a tree than the Renegade Hybrid or the regular Renegade blade. So when it comes to cutting that brush, please be safe and keep the brush guard on. Do as I say, not as I did. I only did that for demonstration purposes, and I definitely don't want anyone getting hurt out there. Now, to me, there really isn't a winner or a loser. There are some products I don't recommend, such as the Gas Gator. To me, this is just a flimsy product. I wouldn't buy it or use it. It just doesn't hold up. And if you need something that's sort of light duty, you're better off just going with the Craft Top. It's going to clear that light brush very effectively, and if you need to resharpen it, you can do that. Regarding the other blades, I really like the Hybrid the best. To me, it's just going to last a long time. I've used these quite a bit, and I've also used the regular Renegade blade, and the Hybrid will last me about twice as long. I'm always running into things with the blade when I'm clearing brush, just because I like to cut the tree off at the ground level so I don't have a tripping hazard or an object sticking up that might poke a hole in a tractor tire. Anyway, I really look forward to hearing your comments on what you use for clearing brush. What kind of attachments on your trimmer work very well? I'm always learning from you guys. You guys have some great video ideas, so I look forward to those as well. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I look forward to next time.